recently came back to school this semester after so many years. So he's he was a very nice person, and he's been giving me a lot of advice throughout the years because personal reasons I stopped coming to school. And he's a MUSB programmer here at SAC, and he's also the owner of Edit Point Studio. And I have no idea that he started with an RTBF associates here at SAC back in the 70s. He says it took him 4 years to get his associates, and he was a disc jockey first throughout his college years. He used to be the disc jockey for KISS and many other radio stations here in town. He said he got to be very successful working on radio mornings and talk shows in the mornings. And I asked him, how did you transition into the recording business and school? He's like, well, he found out that he liked the production part the most. So eventually I started working for a recording studio and part-time in the radio, and then eventually he just made his own company, which is Edit Points. And they're mainly known for recording blues and eclectic music. However, he does record other stuff like conjunto, metal, many other type of music. And I had to ask him if I recorded mariachi, but he said no. He said he did do sound for mariachis, but no recording yet. And I asked him about studios, about if he thinks that recording studios are now suffering because of home studios. He actually made me change my mind. I had an idea the past years that recording studios, they were on the way out. And he told me, you know what? No, they're not. People come to me because we have the acoustics, we have the microphones, we have the equipment. If you go to a home studio, you can record the song, you can practice when you do the song. You can practice here, but you're paying for it. It's like, overall, there's no question. On a head-to-head, the quality, there's no question. I don't care how good of a home studio you have. There's gonna be just no question of the quality versus home studio and
versus
professional studio. And he's been working there. His studio's on Donaldson, near Jefferson High School. He's working there for long. He enjoys it. And I asked him, what else did you pursue with your career? He got a bachelor's in communications from UTSA, which to me that was a surprising. Bachelor's in communications, and he works at his recording studio, and he's the MUSB director here in SAG. And I asked him, well, how did everything connect? I was like, well, everything connects, This we're doing right here is communications. Yeah. And it was very nice. It was like a 40-minute interview. He told me that he got his bachelor's at a older age, He was 40 when he got his bachelor's. And then after that's when he started working full time. I didn't know he worked at Ladybird Lake also for a year, and then came back to SAC. And then he got his master's in Carnival, and that's when he discovered his passion for the documentaries. He films documentaries. He travels every summer to Mexico, and he interviews people. He has a documentary called Corrido, which is corridos obviously, but. And he's making a new documentary. He's been working on that new documentary for 5 years. That one's going to be called Fe, which is Fate. He says he has some wild interviews with brujos and all this type of stuff.
Also, he's like a mushroom specialist, right? He was telling me about that.
Yeah, some wild stories. He was telling me a few of them. It was like, yeah, very, very interesting. He was very nice to me. He did give me really good advice. He said, don't take it don't get offended, I'm glad you're back in school and you're trying again. He said, I came up with a saying this year. It's just like, don't think it, do it. Just do it. He said, that's what I did. Just do it. I asked him what he enjoyed the most, either working at the studio or working here at San Antonio College. He says it's a combination of all. He likes working here, because that's his passion. He loves working here. He teaches the classes, the recording classes. He teaches all MESB classes. And then he goes to the studio and he's practicing when he's teaching, so that makes him a better teacher, a better instructor at the same time. And he also told me that not to stop, trying. Do it. If they make fun of you, like, do it. Just do it. Just do it.
Yeah, right.
A very nice person overall. He did give me a lot of advice. Now I'm thinking in either. I have never thought of communications for a bachelor's. I've always been thinking sound engineer if I decide to move on. But he also told me, that we just went on associates. Some of his previous students, the ones that he has students that they work for Kerr Brothers, which is a very important touring company. He says that some of his students just with an associates in MESB, they're making $40K to $60K. Just with an associate, so you see. You can either do that or go into a bachelor's, or you can stick with your mariachi band, he says, and make your own publishing company, publish your own work, and if something makes a hit, then that's it, you make more money.
I was thinking Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
That was yesterday.
Oh, it's a play yesterday.
That's from my notes.